Alright, hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. So, I am Zamuddin bin Muazzin from group AM2252F and from group NMW. So, here with us, which is Situ Natasha Risa Binti Chariza and Muhammad Nuzul Fahmi Sofi from group NMW. So, today we are present about our essay project. Today our presentation will be on the Bahasa Melayu and English. And then for our project itself, we are create some company that selling an Apple product, which is reselling Apple product. We are selling such as iPhone, MacBook, and iWatch. So before we go to the data and so on, we go the stuff in first, which is the first one, the first sheet we will present to you. Here is the first sheet, which is dashboard. So at this sheet, we are using the functions such as VLOOKUP, is the formula of VLOOKUP, and then the hyperlink, and we also is we change the background to make sure that this sheet orang kata dapat lagi kemas dan nampak lawa lah. And for the function of VLOOKUP, I will give one example. If a staff want to log in to this system, they need to choose their ID on ID, and just as ID, for example, I choose the 368, and then will appear my name Zamuddin Muazzin, and I click enter, and will bring me to the another sheet, which is welcome sheet. And the function that I'm using for this system is the hyperlink function. So when we click to this enter button, we bring us to the next sheet. And also I define I done to define this table by using define name function. And we proceed to another sheet, which is a welcome sheet. So our company, which is Infinite Dish, and for this sheet of welcome, we are using an icon, SSS icon, and then also using the shape features, and also put image. And it's our IG shop, which is Infinite Shop. It's our Facebook Infinite Shop 01, and is our address where we are located, which is at the Rasa Prima. And we also provide our hotline customer service number, and it's our email. So when we customer want to email, you can use this email, and it's a hyperlink email. When we click to this email, it will bring us to directly to the email features. And then next we go to the hyperlink function that I'm using, which is we have the company profile, organization chart, raw data, recent stock available, billing, customer detail, monthly performance, and pivot table. And all this is hyperlink function. Just as we click to the company profile, we'll go to the slide presentation, which is talking about our company profile. So let's go to the company profile first. C is go directly to the company profile slide presentation, and I'll present about who we are and our company profile background. Why we choose Apple? Because of the features of Apple, which means Apple have the best camera that smartphone have, and Apple is so the powerful device, and the camera of Apple is so nice. So that's why we are choosing to selling Apple product. And then next slide is our company background. So basically, this company background is founded in 2022. Zamuddin Muazzin is a graduate student from Bachelor Degree of Computer Science who is looking for a job after graduation. Due to the COVID-19 impact, he did not get any job offer from the company he applied to. He also an individual who is very interested in technology product from the Apple company. So he decided to open a personal Apple store that sell iPhone, MacBook, iWatch, with his saving throughout his degree. Later on, this company is owned by Zamuddin Muazzin, and the date of business registration is on 31st January 2022, and it's located at Jalan Rasa, Seremban Negeri Sembilan. And for the operating hours, it start opening on the 10 10 morning until 5 evening on the weekdays. Every day is open. And then for the weekend, it open from 10 morning until 1 afternoon, which is half day for the Saturday and Sunday, and the shop will close on Friday only. So that's all for the company background, and we proceed to the Excel back. So for the organization chart, we are passed to the Zofa to explain the organization chart. So Zofa, please.
So hello, I'm Zofa. So this is our organizational chart. In this part, we use smart art, word art, shape and background changer to make it more presentable. And as we all know that for a business, it is a crucial point to have a clear and organized chart in order to attract and gain customers or clients. We look to the first picture, which is our founder of business, Nizamuddin, and followed by the first employee and also an assistant, Nur Natasha Arisa, with the ID number 622. Next is assistant number 2, which is me, Muhammad Nur Zofa, with the ID number 254. So this is basically the employer and employee of the business. And before I forgot, if we look at the top left of the page, there is a tab written with the word home. Use the function of hyperlink, which it will take us to the home page of the company. And that's all for this part. Let's proceed to our next presenter.
Alright, thank you Zofa. So we are talking about the next section is raw data. So I'll pass to Tasha to explain about our raw data. Please Tasha.
Okay, for our raw data, we have all the items here. We have handphones, we have iWatch, and we have MacBook. Okay, here's the details about our item. And we have type here. All the type is iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 Pro Max, iPhone 13 mini, iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, 12 mini, 11, 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max. These are the list all of our handphones item. And then we have iWatch. iWatch, we have Apple Watch Series 7 Aluminium, Series 7 Stainless, Series 6 Aluminium, and Series 6 Stainless. Also, Watch SE. And then we have all the variants here on iWatch. Here, iWatch, we have all the variants. Same with the iPhone. So we have all the variants with 32 GB and RAM with different kind of GB. Okay, next we go to MacBook. On MacBook, we have MacBook Air 13-inch, MacBook Pro 15-inch, MacBook Pro 13-inch, and MacBook Pro 14-inch, 16-inch. Also, we have two iMac 24-inch with 2 ports, and lastly 24-inch with 4 ports. We have the different kind of variants of MacBook, and then we have all the prices here with example of image. Okay, same with the handphone and the iWatch. We have all the price list here, and with the example of the image. Okay, we are done with the raw data. We can go to back home.
So thank you Tasha. So the next we present about the recent stock available, represented by Zofa. Zofa, please.
So moving on to the next part, here is the table of our business recent available stock. First, we look to the top left page. We include the function of now, which shows us the current date and time. And in the same line, under the tab of the letter H, we insert the function of today, which shows us the current date, and that's it. Let's proceed to the main thing in this part, which is the table of recent available stock. So here we have the number, items, the price of product, import status, quantity, total, pictures, videos, and also budget saver under 4,000 ringgit. So here, for example, iPhone 13 128GB, the price is 3,899 ringgit, and it is imported product. And for the quantity units of the items that currently available is 20. So for the total price, we use the function of multiplication, which taken from price C6 and multiply by quantity unit E6. And here we will get the amount of total price for iPhone 13 128GB. So now let's look for the links here. When we click on the link that has been provided here, it will automatically open the website with the pictures of the items that we sell. Next, same method is applied to the video link. If we click the link, it will lead us to the video of the products. Also here for the budget save under 4,000 ringgit, basically here we use the method of the function of if. Function of if is used to make logical comparisons between a value and what you expect. In our situation, we want to compare the item with the others in terms of whether it is budget saver or not. For example here, if the item was identified as under the price of 4,000 ringgit, it is included and identified as budget saver category. And if the price is higher than 4,000 ringgit, this if function will automatically recognize it as false. Now we move on to the next part. If we look to the small table under the main one, we have include 4 category or site data to have our business product. Here we have recommended for budget saver, count available items, count imported items, and count local items. We look to the value beside the recommended budget saver. So here we apply the count if function with it, which it helps to identify specific criteria. Also, it can be explained as it counts the number of cells in a range that meets a given criteria. For example here, the formula is based on the I6 and until I14. And it will automatically select the products that fulfill the criteria which written as yes. Next, the count available items. If we look the value beside it, it appears that we have inserted the formula of count. We use the count function to get the number of entries in a number of field that is in a range or array of numbers. As an example, we calculate here from E6 until E14. And we will get the total of the sum. And the other two, we use the same count if function. Let's proceed to the chart or graph. Alright, basically for the first graph is bar graph. We use it to track the available unit. And next is a column graph. And the last one is column graph with line. So basically the formulas are used to determine an output variable using input variables. This function calculates the necessary variables you want to define and use them to display the data visually on a graph or chart. Also, graph functions make it easier for a business to track the performance and predict possible future sales, solutions, and also problems. So basically, how we are going to do the graph, just highlight the rows that we want and then just click insert and choose the bar graph that we want. That's all from me. Moving on to the next presenter.
Alright, thank you so far. So we move to the billing sheet. So I will ask Tasha to present about the billing sheet. So Tasha.
Okay, this is the example of the billing or invoice of our customer. Here we have the logo of our company, Infinite Tech, and then next to it, our address, Infinite Tech, Seremban. And we have our email here, infinitech@apple.com. Moving on to the invoice to our customer, Aiden Brown, at JW Merit KL, the Star Hill Street. And next to it, we have the invoice number, invoice date, staff ID, and contact. On invoice date, we provide the feature here on invoice date. Here, put the feature on today, and then it will appear the number of our date on the billing date. On the description, we have all the item that our customer purchased. iMac 24-inch M1 4 ports, 512 GB, Apple Watch Series 7 aluminium, iPhone 12 128 GB, and iPhone 13 Pro Max 128 GB. And we have all the price list here according to the item and the quantity of the item, and then we have the value. The value we use the function the price multiplied by the quantity, and it will appear the value, the sum value of the item with the quantity. And then moving on, at the customer message, customer can give a message to the shop if they want anything to add it. And then the subtotal is the sum of the value we have up here. And then the tax is we sum up by the 15% with the subtotal, and then it will appear the sum of the tax, which is 3,621.75 cents. And then we have the total. The total is sum up by the subtotal and tax. And then this is the total that the customer must pay. And lastly, we have the bank and credit payments too. We have bank and the customer's bank to transfer, which is Maybank Berhad, and payee to us, our shop, Infinite Tech Seremban, and the bank code, also the bank account from the customer. Okay, that's it from our billing, and we will next presentation.
Alright, thank you Tasha for the explanation for the billing features. So we go to this customer detail on the next sheet, which is list our customer detail. One of the list of our customer detail: Felicia Yasmi, Amal Tasha, Sabrina Chong, Otis Watson, Hadin Zahira Muhammad, Umar Ahmad, Omar Taufik Jaruddin, Zaid Hamzi, Muhammad Zakir Ashraf bin Bahadri, Nur Shazana, Najwa binti Jaiz, Muhammad Rahaizat bin Roslan, Nur Husna binti Hamis, Fatih Nur Janjiha binti Najib, and the last one Nur Najirah binti Nissan. So we also provide their address and the location, so and the postcode and the email. So in the function, we're using the data filter, just as we want to know who is customer from the Johor only. So we can just select Johor. So we already know that the customer from Johor is only 3 people, 3 customer. So let's say we want to know the customer only from Negeri Sembilan only. So we just click and we know there are 4 customers from Negeri Sembilan. So that's it for the customer detail. We are using the filter of the data. So next, we go back to the home picture. Next, we'll explain the metadata plus monthly performance. So this is our monthly performance cell. We conclude all the cell from the January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So it's our total cell from each month. And then the total sale for the, well, we also make a conclusion of the sale, which is for the January, we are selling about 85,000 ringgit, 304 ringgit. And for February, 97,566 ringgit. March, 18,115 ringgit. April, 80,659 ringgit. And May, 19,295 ringgit. June, RM91,381. July, RM63,761. August, RM80,592. While the highest selling month, which is September, RM122,250. For October, RM90,286. November, RM98,277. And the last one, which is the December, which is at RM4,502. So the total sale for this year on 2021 is RM1,066,998. So we also using the chart bar, which is the simple chart bar. We know by using this chart bar, we know the highest quantity sold by per month, which is on the September, we get the highest quantity sold on September from the customer. So the lower is on the July, which is July we are selling about 17 item only. So yeah, these are our summary quantity sold by month. We are also using the background. We change the background, and we also asingkan kami filter, asingkan mengikut orang kata color supaya lebih mudah untuk kami lihat. And it's our total amount. We are using this sum up function. It's a formula from January until December. Alright, so yeah, provide the home button for each sheet. So the last one is our pivot table. I will ask Tasha to present about the pivot table. So Tasha.
Okay, for our pivot table, at the top of the left corner, we have the staff ID here, and then we use the function filtering. Okay, and here we have all the staff ID. Okay. At the sum of quantity sold and type of goods sold, we have all the item we listed here, our purchase. And for the sum of quantity sold, here is all the numbers at the month on January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And let's see the grand total of the unit that have been sold for the month on and the watch. The item that we sold at the grand total based on the month. And then if we want to change the staff ID, okay, if we change to number 622 only. Okay, here we have all the items that the staff sold during the month and all the items that have been sold with the price and the item here, the list of item and the quantity based on the month that the staff sold. We use the function filtering. And then we have the grand total here. The grand total is for example, on January we have 10 items that the staff sold, the sum of the unit, and then same with the month, the other months that have been sold. And then we have the grand total of the lastly the 93. The sum of total of all units according to all months. So for this stuff 622, she have been sold 93 units. Same goes to other stuff. If we change to 378. So this is the list of numbers that he have sold all the item during the months and all the list of items that he sold. That's it from me.
Alright, thank you, Tasha. So that's all from our group, which is we are using the as a conclusion, we are using the from the beginning we are using the VLOOKUP, hyperlink, pivot table. We also provide the some if total and then the chart, and also the since available we are using the filtering function, and also for the billing. Alright, so I guess that's all from us. I would like to thank you for Dr. Faiz for teaching us this Excel function. So I will close this presentation with thank you. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.